you are your own enemy. We don't serve our interest well, and as such, when we are doing something wrong to another person, we don't see it or we don't feel it. Look at it now. Whoever thought that a 17-year-old boy will murder a 10-year-old boy to get money? For what? Callousness is reigning in our society now. And that is what Christ said. Because of this, many people are talking against God. The greatest problem for Christianity now is the behavior of some people in Christianity. People look at them and they say, is this a Christian? Because a Christian wouldn't be ashamed to say, if you play the fool, I will put the Bible aside and deal with you. And he still calls himself a Christian. Even when he comes to church, he looks through the pews and see where he feels he can sit comfortably. He wouldn't like to sit on a particular pew because somebody there is not dressed in his or her class. You see? So, now, Christianity has become some sort of a cult to some people. They see that if you don't go to church on Sunday, you are naive, a villager. So on Sunday, many people will just bath, put on clothing, and then go to church. Sit down. And when we close church, you just go to the gate and ask them one by one, what was the theme for the day? You'll be surprised the answers you will get from these people. Christianity is not what Christ taught us today. And I said Romans 10, 1 to 3. Because we have tried to change the norms of Christianity, what we are seeing now is different. And what pains my heart these days is when I see big churches being built. Because with my experience in Europe, when I see churches are being sold to become hostels, hotels, and all these things, then I say, so is this thing going to happen to Ghana or Africa in future? This young man told me he has stopped going to church because there's too much hypocrisy in the church. Then I asked my friend, are you worshiping that person? Or are you worshiping those people? Or you are worshiping God or Christ? Then I asked my friend, you said too much hypocrisy in the church. So in your own house, there's no hypocrite there. They know, there's hypocrisy there. Then have you left the house? What about your town? No hypocrisy in your town. It's a plenty there and say, have you left your town? What about your country? So the excuse you are giving to me that you have left church because of hypocrisy doesn't hold water or even air. So please, let us sit down together now and then think things over. Now the church has become an avenue for making money. And somebody tells you in the face when something wrong is being done in the church and you point it out. Oh, you shut up. You don't pay tithes, you don't collection, you don't pay. Somebody who is giving us money for the church, and then you are talking to that person as if he is. Yes. So now the enemy has been able to give some people money to infiltrate the churches. And now the churches are going according to their dictates. I knew a certain young man who was a pianist at a church in Brunhaf. Some elders of the church came and told the pastor, this man is having another woman apart from the wife, so he can't play the piano. He's not a good person to be used for praising God. So the pastor called this man and said, my friend, this is the complaint I have. What do you say? Then he told the pastor, all those people who are complaining, if you like, tomorrow I will take you around their girlfriends to show you that they say they are angels, they also have girlfriends.
That's hypocrisy.
So if I am to go out, not praying the organ because I have got another one, then these people don't deserve to be church elders at all. See? So now the church, an institution which Jesus Christ instituted to be as a model, is being turned out into the temple in the olden times when Jesus Christ went there to beat them, because they were using the house of prayer as illegal forest borough. So now, Papa, my concern, Christianity is becoming out of hands.
So what should today's Christian do then? What is the solution?
We have
all this. Where do we go from here as Christians?
We have to revisit our constitution. And what is the constitution of Christianity? The Bible. To know what the Bible is telling us. Look, I was in a church one time and we were doing teachings. All of a sudden a certain young lady came in there and rang the bell. Crank, 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 crank. Teachings time over. Today are we not going to worship? And then yeah, sorry, so I called a young woman come. Okay. I said, what did you say? She said, oh, Penny, teaching time, and criminal. She said, yeah, sorry. Then I said, she said, then anyway. Well, she said, you say, this is where you lie 100 years behind the teachings of Christ. I'm sorry now, so for nobody for 30 minutes. It's just a small part of the worship altogether. Worship consists of praises and adoration. It consists of prayer. It consists of meditation. It consists of teaching. Huh? The reason why God instituted the 5 offices or ministerial offices is that the evangelist, who is the salesman or marketing man for Christ, will go out and talk to bring in new converts. And then the teacher is to teach them the rules and regulations in Christianity. And he will hand over these new ones to the pastor, so that the prophets in the church who spiritually communicate with God or the Holy Spirit and tell us what the Holy Spirit wants us to know. And this prophet and the apostle are to open new churches. But because of some maneuvering, some people have just hijacked the whole thing, and hence many churches cropping out. Because the pastor said, when I am after my people, they are all in the house of the prophet. Why? Every individual church should have these 5 offices. And when these individual offices are in the church, nobody will go to another church for prophecy. Voila. But now, somebody will attend this church here, and then at a certain day say, I'm going for prayers at another church. So how do you grade your own pastor? How do you grade your own pastor? When you are in this church, and then you leave this church to go to another church for prayers. That means your pastor or your church. And God tells us to go into a well church. What do I mean by a well church? W-E-L-L. A well church is a church where they worship. Worship. The W is for worship. A well church is a place where they evangelize. The E. A well church is a place where they listen to the church members, their problems and aspirations. And a well church is a place where people love people. Many people don't know that a church is a hospital. You see a church member, then did you go to church today? No, why? I am sick. Whereas the doctor of all doctors is there in the church. Instead of going to him, he won't even go to hospital. He will stay in the house and say, I am sick. People don't know a church is a community center where people who have accepted Christ meet together to discuss things concerning their welfare. Many people don't know a church is a kindergarten or a day nursery where we take our young ones to learn modalities in Christianity. We normally see the church as an edifice to go and then enjoy yourselves. So these days, you go to the church, the dancing and the entertainment is more than the worship. And in the church where the dancing and entertainment is more than the worshiping is a dying church. Anybody who can have his own view, but that is my